The work of rescue in North America can be traced back to 1872, when Irish immigrant and former rabble-rouser Jerry McCauley saw the profound physical and spiritual needs of hurting men on the streets of New York, those who had been rejected by society. Out of his love for the Lord Jesus and out of a heart of compassion, he founded the Water Street Mission on New York City's Lower East Side. Soon, other believers began similar missions to minister to the needs of those in surrounding neighborhoods and eventually surrounding states. By the turn of the century, rescue mission ministry was spreading across the continent as godly men and women began recognizing the need to share the gospel and minister to those who were homeless, addicted, and rejected by society. Today, over 140 years after the doors of Water Street Mission opened, rescue missions exist in hundreds of cities and towns across North America, each begun by someone who went against the norm and who shared the same compassion shown by Christ toward those often deemed unworthy by the culture. In truth, the work of rescue has always been part of the counterculture. Why? Because Jesus was counterculture. Culture said, "Stone her." Jesus said, "You are forgiven, sin no more." Culture said, "Stay away, you're a tax collector." Jesus said, "Let's have dinner." Culture said, "You shouldn't be seen with someone like that." Jesus said, "Come back and bring your relatives and your friends." Culture said, "Stand tall, take pride in your position." Jesus knelt down and said, "Let me wash your feet." Culture said, "Move on, he's unworthy." Jesus said, "Stop, he's your neighbor." When it comes to those who are hungry, homeless, abused, and addicted, our culture today is eerily similar to how it was then. Don't look, stay away, they deserve it. They're not worthy, don't get involved, it could take a lot of time. Yet just as Jesus practiced radical hospitality to those who the culture deemed unworthy, we faithfully practice that same hospitality today as we say, "God can forgive you. Let's have dinner. Let us meet your need. You are my neighbor."
'Cause we are together with one heart. Sisters and brothers need each other. We are.
As we take our positions on the front line of a changing culture, as we put a face to those who are virtually invisible in our social structure, as we faithfully serve those that the world, and sometimes even the church, ignore, as we hold fast to God's unchanging word in showing radical hospitality, as we spend ourselves on behalf of the hungry and satisfy the needs of the oppressed, we bring rescue, redemption, restoration, and reassimilation to those that our culture has so often turned its back on. This is who Rescue Mission people are. This is why Rescue Mission people do what they do. Rescue Mission people are counterculture. To those of you who run rescue missions throughout North America, thank you for your tireless work. For those of you who volunteer at and financially support rescue missions, you are greatly appreciated. To everyone, your labor is not in vain.